Hello, everybody, and welcome to another of our fireside chat style webinars. By Paul again, the founder of Bespin Labs, the makers of Patronum. This part of the year, from start of 2026, we're all about Patronum Plus. Has now been properly released, so we want to talk about the pricing structure of that and the mechanisms and the methods of upgrading to Patronum Plus or sticking with Patronum Plus if that's where you already are. But to start with, welcome Paul. Can you tell us a bit about what is Patronum Plus? Why do we now have two versions of Patronum? What do we get in Patronum Plus that we don't get in the base version?
Yep, fantastic. Thank you very much, Stuart. So yeah, as you can see from the pricing website or the web page that we've got in front of us here, the base Patronum is really around user management and doing things specifically around the users themselves. There will be elements of drive management in the Patronum product, but that's more from a manual perspective, searching for files, again, very user-centric type of functionality. So Patronum, the base product, user onboarding, offboarding, email signatures, contact sharing, all those kind of things that customers have loved ever since we came to the market. Patronum Plus is our file governance solution, which sits on top of everything that we've been doing with Patronum. Patronum Plus, as the web page there says, all around automated file governance, looking at which files have been shared with who and when, and then building in options to unshare those particular files if that's what you want, and allows you to create customized policies specifically around files, maybe files on a particular shared drive, files that belong to particular users. And again, very similar to what you can do with a user-based policy. You can do similar kind of things with our file-based policies, looking at files owned by users in particular organizational units, etc. And the reason why we've got two prices is we didn't want to just increase the base Patronum offering for everybody, because we just think that's it's a little bit unfair. The majority of our customers are using things like email signatures, and they're purely using Patronum for those one or 2 point solutions that we have inside the platform. So to increase the price for everybody, like I said, we felt that would be a little bit unfair. So we broke the solution into Patronum and then Patronum Plus, which is an upgrade to and on top of the existing Patronum platform.
Yeah. So it's not a separate product, it's additional features within the existing product.
Exactly, and that's where we differ from other products in the marketplace. Other companies have had to acquire and merge into their platform. Everything that we're doing is within one pane of glass, it's in one portal. And there'll be more things coming down the line in the future in the Patronum product as well as the Patronum Plus product, but it will all be built into the same interface, which is why there's been a UI change, and maybe we can talk about that as well as to why we've changed some of the UI elements, ready and in preparation for some of the things that are almost ready. I'm excited to get them out to the customers. But yeah, Patronum Plus, two offerings, one installation, one product.
Okay, so customers have had for a while the opportunity to trial Patronum Plus. So chances are, if you're an existing user, you've already got the Patronum Plus level, but now it's becoming chargeable. We want to dig into the process for that. So it's going to be different for new customers. New customers are going to come to the marketplace and install it. We'll talk about that in a little while. But initially, if I'm an existing customer, you've given me the free trial for a few months now. What's the process for me now when I come to renew and I've got to decide, do I stick with the Patronum Plus now after the free trial is ended, or do I downgrade to Patronum Basic? What's that going to look like?
So the upgrade path is just part and parcel of the Patronum interface itself. So if you are in Patronum, as you mentioned, Stuart, we've offered a trial for all our customers, probably since August, to be absolutely honest. It's the longest trial period within the industry, and it wasn't something that we wanted to have to this extent, but we wanted to make sure that everything was in place. We had a number of customers that we've been working with on the Patronum Plus features, and we wanted to make sure that when we did ultimately launch the product, it was exactly what they or the community of pre-launch customers were using, which is why we just gave it to everybody, just to see if there's anybody else that was interested in using those particular features. So if you have been using Patronum Plus features, and those are predominantly will be the drive-based policies, once the new interface was released, those policies were suspended. There'll be an icon or a little button at the side of those particular policies identifying that those policies are now stopped. Our team have been reaching out to customers that have active policies that are running just to help them upgrade to Patronum Plus. We're having a number of meetings this week with customers to help them upgrade or decide on how they can upgrade. The policies that have been suspended, you just click on the suspended option. It will then tell you that you need to upgrade to Patronum Plus in order to activate those particular policies. And you'll be then presented with a subscription page where we will provide you with a cost, which will be prorated based on your renewal date. So if you subscribe to Patronum in the August, you will have a prorated Patronum Plus from January until your renewal in August, and then when August comes about, you will then be offered the full Patronum price as a renewal. You can always drop down to the lower tier of Patronum at any point in the subscription. Any customers who are on the base products now, they can upgrade whenever they want to Patronum Plus, and obviously that will give them the prorated price based on that particular time period up until their renewal.
Okay. So if a customer is on the base Patronum at some point in the future and they want to try out the Patronum Plus features, will there be a trial option for them? Because they're not installing it from scratch. They've already been using base.
So that's a good question. There isn't anything specific for that kind of use case. So if you've been using Patronum and then you want to trial the Patronum Plus features just to see if it's useful for you, and you've not been able to take advantage of the 6 months trial that's already been out, drop us an email, talk to the support team. We can activate Patronum Plus within your particular domain on a temporary basis. You can give those features a test, and then we can have a conversation to see whether or not you want to upgrade. And myself and others will be available to have conversations around how to get the best out of Patronum Plus based policies. So yeah, there are always going to be options on testing the product. Either if you're a trial customer, if you come along to Patronum and you install Patronum via the Google Marketplace, I know you've got a tab open there, Stuart, for the marketplace. There is just one installation for Patronum. It's the same Patronum install. We've always wanted just one application. We've never wanted to have multiple applications that you have to jump from and all those kind of things. It's one panel, one portal with all the features and functionality within it. So you install Patronum. As part of that install process, you get your 30 days evaluation. That evaluation includes Patronum Plus, and then after the 30 days, you can then decide which level of Patronum you would like to purchase. You can purchase the base product, or you can purchase the enhanced version. And again, if you just go back to the pricing page for Stuart, we've got the base Patronum is $8 per user per year. Patronum Plus is $16. If you are a non-profit, base Patronum is $2 per year. Patronum Plus is $4. And non-profit includes education organisations, but it does not include government organisations. Governments that we are working with, any state governments, city-based government organisations, we've got plenty of those using Patronum. Those will be on the commercial offerings.
Understood. Now, one question that often comes up is whether you can partially license Patronum for only a few people in your domain, or maybe I'll give Patronum base to everybody, but there's a few people I want to monitor with Patronum Plus. Can I mix and match it in that way?
Unfortunately not, and the reason for that is just the back end costs that we have. This is a question that we get a lot of, that some organisations want to only have management for a subset of users. Some organisations say, well, I'm only logging in with one admin account, so can I just pay $8 to manage my organisation of 20,000 people because we've only got one admin? We are managing all of your users. We're caching the data. We cache the data. It's all stored in our European data centers within the Google infrastructure. All of that caching and reading and computing and the infrastructure that we have to spin up and constantly use in order to continually dredge the file systems, continually reading policies, that costs us money. We get charged by Google for running the service, and so there has to be an element of passing that costs back onto the customer. So the fairest approach was that we would charge an attractive or a reasonable price for the product, and then that would then spread out across all the customers, and so our costs when it comes to the charges will then be compensated through the charges that we have through the customers.
And that's fair enough. I think most organisations would be familiar with the idea of installing domain-wide applications versus individual user applications, and this is domain-wide, managing everybody, so it's licensed for everybody. That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's another point you mentioned. So when you install Patronum or Patronum Plus, it must be installed for the entire domain. It can't be installed for a subset. Because of the way that the Google APIs work, we have to perform user impersonations. So effectively, the Patronum service is being ran by each individual user in order for us to read the files that user has access and owns. We then take a cache of the metadata, and so that's the file name, file ID, access control, all those kind of things that we then store in our databases. That has to be done and performed on a user by user basis. So please, if someone's installing Patronum, you need to make sure that it's accessible to everybody in the organization. Otherwise, the back-end services just don't run, and you won't get the correct experience when you log into Patronum. You won't be able to find other people's files because we've been unable to read that particular data.
Yeah, good. Now, you mentioned earlier that the user interface has been rejigged a little bit to make space for additional features. It's probably worth us just having a quick look at where a couple of things have moved. I suppose, first of all, The interface looks a little bit different. We've got a bit more grey to create a bit more contrast here and there, rather than just being a whiteout right across everywhere. But there are two particular areas where people may be looking. They'll be familiar with seeing them across the top of these tabs here for licenses and roles, and they've been moved under the settings section here, haven't they?
They have indeed, yeah. So we wanted to refresh the UI, and we are actively doing more of that. So there's going to be more UI enhancements coming down the line over the next couple of quarters. We've got a lot of back-end UI functionality that is being rolled out. One of the things that we wanted to do is make space for some of the new features that are coming down from Patronum. We also felt that the licensing tab and the roles tab that we had at the top just didn't have enough access. So people weren't utilizing them enough, and they weren't main points of configuration. We added the license section as a main tab item because Google released Gemini as an additional product. That lasted about 6 months before Google decided we're going to roll that into the base offering. They've now released enterprise features of Gemini, so again we're not quite sure where Google are going, but we felt that the licensing elements of policies and user management weren't important enough to be a top line item when it came to the things that you've got on the tabs there. And so we've now built that into the settings section. We've also documented this, so if you have a look at the help system, there is an article which just kind of like walks through the differences from both a policy perspective and a user profile point of view as to where those particular elements have gone. That feeds the chatbot that we've got, so the chatbot will also be able to answer those kind of things. But ultimately, we wanted to create space. We've got how many there? 2, 4, 6, 8. Is it 10? Yeah, we've got 10 items along the top. There are a number of other items that will be added in the short term around users and policies that we're excited about. So you can expect 2 more tabs to come out. So we felt that having 14 tabs along the top would have been excessive, so that's why we've moved the licensing down. We may in the future move spaces down, but at the moment I class spaces as important as a Google group. They're very similar kind of paradigms when it comes to those kind of things. So if you've got any feedback on the UI, please have a chat with the support team. If there's anything that you don't like or like, please let us know. We've made the menu a little bit more compact.
A bit more space,
a little bit more spaced out.
Tighter.
It's a little bit tighter, and again, because we wanted to add some additional elements there. So we've got the apps section there. There will be another element coming down pretty soon as well. So there's going to be another menu item there, which is another huge feature that we've got planned for this quarter. And so, everything that we've done around the UI is designed specifically for the future releases that we've got planned, that we're currently working on. When we built them into our kind of development environments, it looked a little bit cluttered when we had the old UI environment, and so we've improved the UI, give it a little bit more of a contrast so that it feels a little bit different, so that you can see that we've upgraded the UI. Love it, hate it, let us know. We're always happy to take feedback. The feedback that I've had so far has been extremely positive. We've had a number of partners and a number of customers just absolutely loving the new UI. They didn't particularly like the fact that we'd kind of were very, very close to the Google interface. I still want it to be kind of linked to what Google does.
Yeah, it should feel familiar, shouldn't it? Really. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully this still feels like a familiar kind of Google interface, but we're just putting a little bit more of a twist on our on things, and we're kind of making everything stay around the blues that we've got within the Patronum logo, so we're kind of keeping our tone and those kind of things.
Okay. All right, that's all good. Let's just round out then. Again, just summarising the pricing model one last time. Base Patronum is as it always has been. It's $8 a year. No functionality has been taken away from that. You get everything you already had, but now there's the additional layer of Patronum Plus with the drive management and governance and compliance features for now $16 per user per year. And if you install from scratch, that's the one you get. So anybody trying a trial will get the full set of features and then can decide whether they want to keep Patronum Plus or stick with the base version.
Yeah, absolutely. So we charge for every full license user. So if you've got a license
Good point.
and you have the enterprise or the business licenses, that's where the 8/16 is allocated. If you have frontline worker licenses, or if you have archive licenses, those are at a reduced price, and so those are $2 per user per year and $4 per user per year for the Patronum Plus licensing. And as I mentioned, we've also got the non-profit stroke edu prices. And as you can see, everything that we have is on the website. Pricing's on the website. We've got help on the website. We've got the YouTube videos. We host these webinars. So if there's anything that you think you would like to have as a webinar, Stuart and I are always quite happy to have these kind of conversations. These have been extremely useful. This is the third one that we've done. We did one just before Christmas, and we had one last week, and then we've got this one this week. So any feedback on the webinars, then please drop us an email.
Yeah. We don't want to feel like we're just talking to ourselves here, do we? So yeah, it'd be nice to be driven by what customers actually want. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Well, thanks for that, Paul. See you on the next one.
Yep. Take care. Thanks a lot, everybody. Cheers for now.